Hi, boys and girls. How are you tonight? I want to read you a bedtime story. This one is called Mog and Bunny. Now, if you remember last week, I read you Mog the Forgetful Cat. Now, if you didn't watch that one yet, you might want to go find Mog the Forgetful Cat and listen to that bedtime story first so that you know all about who Mog is and what kind of cat she is. But this is my second favorite book. First is Mog the Forgetful Cat, and then Mog and Bunny. And this was written for you by Judith Kerr. Mog and Bunny. Mog and Bunny. One day Mog got a present. "Here you are, Mog," said Nicky. "This is for you. It's called Bunny." Do you see the little bunny? Right there. Mog liked Bunny. She carried him about. She played with him and played with him. Look, she played so much. His ear came off. And played and played and played with him. He was her best thing. Look, look. She loves Bunny. Do you have something like Bunny that you love? A doll or a teddy bear or maybe a blanket? I did when I was little, and mine was a bunny. When Mog came to have her supper, Bunny came too. Here's Mog going to eat, and there's Bunny. Sometimes Mog thought Bunny would like a drink, but Bunny wasn't very good at drinking. "Oh dear," said Debbie. "Look where Bunny's got to." Look, here, and then right down here, right in the water bowl. Oh dear. And Debbie put Bunny on the radiator to dry. At night, Bunny slept with Mog in her basket. And during the day, when Mog was busy, she always put Bunny somewhere nice. You never knew where Bunny would get to. Sometimes Bunny liked to be quiet and cozy. Look, she's in there with the socks. And sometimes he liked to be where there was a lot going on. Uh-oh, be careful, Mom, you might trip. That happens with toys, doesn't it? Mr. and Mrs. Thomas did not understand this. They didn't say, "Oh, look where Bunny's got to." They shouted, "Yuck." And then they yelled, "Arg, what a horrible, dirty thing." And they threatened to throw Bunny away in the dustbin. And that's a fancy way of saying the trash. One day, Mr. Thomas said, "Let's have supper in the garden." And everyone helped carry things out of the house. So here they're going to have a barbecue. And here comes Debbie with the salad, and Nicky with the plates, and Mrs. Thomas with the pitcher of water, and Mog is bringing out Bunny. Very helpful, Mog. Oh, it was a lovely supper. Look, isn't that nice? A nice little picnic in your yard. Even though we can't go out right now, this is a great idea. But suddenly, look, what do you think is coming? There was a crash of thunder, and it poured with rain. "Quick, inside!" shouted Mrs. Thomas. "It's bedtime anyway." And there they all go, inside, racing in. They brought some of the things in with them. That was a fast reaction, wasn't it? Oh, but look back here, guys. Look right here. That's going to be a problem. "Where's Mog?" said Debbie. "Well, I expect she's keeping dry under a bush," said Mrs. Thomas. "She'll come in later." In the middle of the night, Debbie and Nicky woke up. Mog hadn't come in, and it was still pouring with rain. "Let's go and find her," said Debbie. It was very dark in the garden. They shouted, "Mog, where are you, Mog?" But nothing happened. Then they heard a meow. There she is, shouted Nicky. Come on, Mog, come inside. But Mog just went on, sitting in the rain. It was dripping off her nose. What's the matter, Mog? Debbie said. Then she said, oh dear, look where Bunny's got to. Do you see? Bunny got trapped under the barbecue fork and Mog can't pick her up. She doesn't have hands that work like ours. And she wouldn't leave Bunny, would she? Nicky picked Bunny up and he showed him to Mog. It's all right, Mog, he said. We've set Bunny free. You can come inside now. Then they carried Bunny through the dark garden. Look, she's following along now. I think she's so relieved. And through the house. Oh, look at them go up those stairs. There's Bunny. And they put him on the radiator to dry. Then they all had a big sleep. In the morning, they told Mrs. Thomas what had happened and how Mog had stayed with Bunny in the dark and in the rain. Debbie said, you won't really throw Bunny away in the dustbin, will you? Mrs. Thomas said, no, never. It would make Mog too sad. Then she sighed and said, perhaps he's not quite so horrible now that he's been washed by the rain. And they all looked on the radiator. Do you think Bunny is still on the radiator like she is in this picture? Do you think she's still on the radiator? This is where Bunny had got to. Isn't that a lovely story? I hope you enjoyed it. And I have more Mog stories coming for you. Good night, boys and girls. I miss you.